Um, a few weeks ago, everybody's making a big stink about Lady Gaga removing R. Kelly from any re-release of their collaboration, collaborations. Excuse me. And I said that Lady Gaga is trying hard to try to sanitize her second or third, how you want to look at it, 15 minutes. And I told you guys a while back, well, actually, when this whole thing with R. Kelly started this year, that a lot of people in the entertainment industry, in the news industry, and in law enforcement full of crap. And a lot of everyday folks, because whether we actually thought R. Kelly did the things he was accused of prior to these recent events, or um, people participating in it, I think that people are hypocrites now, and Lady Gaga is one of them. And somebody kept saying underage girls, underage girls. They keep saying that, and I've stated in many commentaries, I don't care if you're a male, female, whatever your profession is, if you got more than 5 years or 10 years of somebody and they under the age of 18, you need to be in jail. But when the thing happened with R. Kelly, when it was time for him to go to court, people didn't want to participate. People pretend like it didn't happen. And there was a lot of rumors flying around that people can't prove, but now are claiming something different. Now, I've never been approved, or I've never been naive to know that the young girls or young women that are now or was then going along with R. Kelly and his clique, or hanging around and not just messing with R. Kelly, but other artists, rappers, and stars of that era. Now they have hit a certain age, and now they see, let me get in when I can fit in. Let me get my money somehow. And they're playing victims, and I don't look at them as victims. Now, a lot of y'all think I'm being cruel and mean-spirited, but I'm not. There are victims out here. I've seen them, been around them, and it's a difference. Being a groupie and then trying to get paid 10, 15, 20 years later, you're not a victim. To my thing, you get beyond a groupie, you're a whore. But the thing is, we keep acting like these teenage girls had no idea who they was interacting with and what they were doing. As I said before, when I was in grammar school and high school, it was very rare the girls interacted with boys their age. And usually by the time they was in high school, they had moved on to grown men, whether they be college men or married men. And let's not forget the ones that chase after the dudes with the questionable sexual identity. But yet, we're going to go back and retry it. And I told y'all they was going to go after R. Kelly past to get him in his present. Because when they was talking about R. Kelly, they kept saying he kept women. And they said, women? How old are these women? And they said, are they over the age of 18? What are their ages? And the white guy that was pushing it, he was, they're grown. And then when the Atlanta Police Department and the Illinois Police Department or state troopers went to go, or the sheriff, went to go investigate, these women said they was okay. And when Gayle King did their interview and tried to insinuate something more than what it was, they said they was okay. So where are the victims at? Y'all trying to create victims. How many stories do we hear during a week or a month where teenage girls have ran off with somebody that was older than them? Now, years ago, somebody could have said, oh, they were in love and their parents are trying to keep them away from each other, but things change. Society norms change. Our parents' age group was probably the last age group that probably could have got away with marrying somebody 10 years older, 12 years older, and people didn't bat an eye. Now, in Hollywood, they make excuses for everybody in Hollywood. And I've been yelling even before the R. Kelly thing started that, there's this woman, there's this guy. They mess around with kids. And nobody said anything. Oh, what was the difference? Oh, they were Caucasian. That's the difference. Now, like I said, I am not condoning any of the questionable things that R. Kelly participated in. But my thing is, if you was going to get him on something, what can you get him on now? Going back 20-something years, that don't impress me. That means you just trying to get this guy out of the way. He ain't generating the money like he used to. And people like Lady Gaga, Nick Cannon, whoever was working around R. Kelly, they now crapping on him. But they all participated in that questionable lifestyle. You don't think Lady Gaga had male groupies? You don't think that she was messing around? Nick Cannon, all these people was crapping on this dude now. Well, he messed with these little girls. He's a sick dude. I'm like, okay, y'all. Y'all forget when we was in school what was these girls doing. And I'm not saying that he was in the right to do these things, but let's not make these little young girls out to be angels or the teenage girls to be angels. Because I want to share a story with you. Last week, you had a gentleman on the south side. He heard some noise. And like any man in their home, they're going to get up and they're going to investigate the noise. Well, it came out that the man's 17-year-old niece was tied up, and I guess she was screaming. And he did what any man would do, try to protect his family and his home. But in the process, he lost his life. The man was shot in the shoulder, back, and in the head, and then he was pronounced dead at his home. Well, the police department was asking questions of the 17-year-old that was found tied up. But something didn't sit right with the cops. A story kept changing. Certain events, certain things. How do you know? What happened? All this stuff. And it come to find out that the 17-year-old, his niece, him and his wife had custody of, was lying. She was on social media interacting with this 25-year-old man, Kenneth Miller. She invited this man to her uncle's home. Opened up the bedroom window, let him in, had sex with this man. And this guy said, hey, I want to try some. Now, he was playing with her because he got what he needed, but he wanted to get a little bit more. What I mean is he wanted to rob them. So he tied up. When she realized what was going on, it was too late. The guy was in the house, ransacking the house. He didn't get scared. He didn't get spooked because he knew he had a gun. The uncle didn't know it at that time he had a gun. But the uncle then was fighting. The uncle had a golf club. He chased him, and the guy ran back to the bedroom. That was his entry point, and I guess you figured that would be my exit point. Well, the guy turned around, and as I said, shot him in the head, the back, and the shoulder. His 17-year-old niece caused his death. His 17-year-old niece met a dude that she didn't know, a 25-year-old man, almost a decade older than her, brought this man into their house, snuck him in the house. She didn't say, hey, Uncle such, Uncle such, I met this guy. Because it's frowned upon for a 25-year-old man to be looking at a 17-year-old. That means she's still in high school. See, if she was 18, still, is that an age difference? Yeah, but she's an adult. And 9 times out of 10, if she had any maturity or the family had any standards, she said, hey, I met this guy. He's 25. Or the uncle, well, I want to meet him. Or the uncle would say, you know what, he may be a little too old for you. Most men want to meet the guy that's dating their daughter. Most brothers want to meet the guy dating their sister. Most male cousins want to tell their female cousins, hey, cuz, be careful. What's this dude work? What he's on? If you need me to be around, I'll be around. That's how men do those things. But she wanted to be slick, and she wanted to get off. She got the idea of a grown man talking to her. A grown man sticking into the house at night, doing her in her uncle's and aunt home. She didn't respect her family. Remember, her aunt and uncle got custody of her for a reason. What, parents couldn't take care of her? It was their death in the family. Whatever the reason was, her aunt and uncle opened their door for her. Now her uncle is dead because she can control her damn urges. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, before y'all stop vilifying these men, and granted, these men are wrong for messing with underage girls. These girls put themselves in these guys' orbit. This is why certain pockets of our community are disarray. Now, I know people are going to say, well, still, he was wrong. Yeah, he was wrong, but she opened that door. in grammar school, high school, if you like the girl and you approach her, she'll tell you your face, I don't like you. I like somebody else. You're like a brother to me. We're just friends. And kept moving. What they say she met him on social media. Where was she hanging out on social media to meet a grown man? Y'all heard me say before, there's been times I be driving home or out and about and school let out. And you see nothing but them teenage girls, they be flirting. I keep my head looking straight ahead. I don't look nowhere near them because I ain't going to jail for some little hot in the pants little girl. And then a lot of these young girls look like grown ass women. You have to cart some of these females nowadays. Because I'm telling you right now, you lose your livelihood. And there have been guys who thought they was messing with a grown ass woman, lost everything. But the thing is, you got some dudes out here, they looking at these females like, yeah, I got me a young one. As men, we can't brag like that. Women can get away with that. Every week we hear about these 2 or 3 stories of a teacher messing with a male student, and nobody bats an eye. There was a TV show dedicated to talking about inappropriate relationship teacher. The union, that white lady, I forget the name of it, they told that whatever network they told to pull it off, it was about 6 years ago. They said, they snatched that show off the air. Because number one, it would be a majority of female stories, and then another 2, it'd be a majority of white females. So they went out there and said, you can't put that out there. But they would tell you, like, wait a minute, all these kids, wait a minute, something ain't right. How many stories do we get a year of teenage girls running off with these grown-ass men? And then when they do, my baby, they disappeared. No, your baby ran off. Then when they get with a certain dude, they get turned out. They're turning tricks, or they send them overseas somewhere in these sex rings because they didn't want to be with somebody age appropriate. Or they go out to these concerts and be wearing skimpy clothes, and they can get the attention of the bouncers or whomever what the entourage is. They get somewhere. I drink. I smoke. I do drugs. Doing everything trying to impress the dude. Lay up with him. Then when he done with her, and she at the hotel by herself, but they kick her out. I'm gonna get him. He raped me. For some reason, we don't talk about those stories. But those things are true. Yes, there are victims out here. And what they do, they cloud it. Now, I'm not defending this dude. This dude need to go to jail for killing this girl's uncle. But the fact remains is, she's 17 years old. She invited this man, sight unseen, and just talking on social media because she got hot. You mean tell me it was no 17-year-old boys that she could have messed with, or an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old she could have messed with? She messed with a 25-year-old man who was almost a decade on her. Yeah, dude's bad. Dude's was bad. He went into this person's home with a weapon. That means he intended on doing something bad from the start. But when y'all sit and talk about, oh, these young girls don't know, maybe 1930s America. And I guarantee in 1930s America, they knew what was up. But y'all, we in the 21st century. Y'all still treating these girls like sugar and spice, everything nice. I'm telling y'all, shit ain't changed as much as I've been in school. Shit ain't changed as much as our parents have been in school. Y'all gotta understand, these young girls will set you up. And then when they get somewhere, he took advantage of me. He had me doing this and doing that. Yeah, okay. All you gotta do is yell out and say rape. I don't care. Do any male eyes gonna get big, like they got deer in the headlights. They gonna look like, hey, whoa. Now, dude gonna do time in jail, and I wonder how her family gonna look at this young lady from the rest of her life. But I think she should be in jail too, or paying some type of restitution or something, because she invited that. There are guys out here who thought it was messing with somebody older and kind of find out I'd be a 16-year-old, and if he took advantage of me, and the family be ready to throw down and dump. And I'm like, y'all need to get all the facts first. We forget when we was in school how the girls in our classrooms were acting. They would get to school, put makeup on, change clothes, cut school, and then you see them get out of college, some dude that's in college or grown. Like, who's that? Oh, it's this guy I know. And then when you see them kissing each other, like, wait, they ain't a family friend. Or you see them someplace where you will see adults at, or they doing stuff that you know they no way. They're not victims. See, there are actual victims out here that don't get justice, who are scarred for life, who don't trust the opposite sex. And yes, there are men out here who are victims too, but we don't classify them as victims like we do the female in the traditional sense. But a 17-year-old got her uncle killed because she got hot. This is why I tell y'all better get the facts before y'all start running around thinking these girls are innocent.